everyone, welcome to Tune of the Month and happy December. This month I have for you, actually by request, a tune that I wrote. I'm honored by the request, of course, and it's also the perfect month to do this because I actually wrote this tune a couple of years ago at winter solstice, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks. Winter solstice is kind of the most symbolic, wonderful time of the year for me personally of all the holidays that we celebrate around this time of year. And I love it because, you know, at least where I live in Boston, it's winter and things are getting darker and darker, and it's still the dark of winter, but the second we pass winter solstice, the light, the physical light, the number of seconds of daylight we get a day starts to increase again as we move back towards the long light days of summer. And I love that idea of the return of the light, both literally and spiritually. And so I wrote this thinking of that and trying to capture that feeling to all of us who share the planet and experience that ebb and flow of light and darkness, both literal and spiritual, I guess. So here's the tune. It's called Sun's Up. Oh, 1, 2, 3. If you're just listening, that's the tune. I hopefully will see you next month and wish you all best in the festive season. And if you're ready to learn it, let's go. Okay, so that might have felt like an unusually long tune to you. And yeah, there's a little catch in there. Maybe you heard the form. There's a normal jig going on. 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 A's, 2 B's. And then there's this extended section that is basically, I guess I'd call it a bridge, right? Where all the action takes off. And then we go back to the regular jig and do 2 A's, 2 B's to finish. All right, so you can totally play the regular jig without the bridge. It works just fine. But if you want to add that extra drama, we'll put the bridge in as well. But jig first. I'm in the key of D major. I'll take the A section and then slow it down, keep it simple, so you can grab that melody. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Part 1. Back to part 1. Ending. simple, isn't it? Basically, all that's going on is we have this little, it's a pentatonic scale, right? It's do, re, mi, and then we skip up to sol. 1, 2, 3, 5. And it's all based on that. All right? I wanted something really simple. I got it. Here we go. Let's break it down. Part 1. Yeah, so notice there's like a tie in there making the extra long note. Tie. And that little part, I call that like a palindrome because it's the same notes going up as going down. Da, 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 come right back down the same way and land on D. Do the palindrome. Yeah, so easy. Do all of part 1, the tie, and then the palindrome. Good. If you need that a couple more times, just rewind the video. I'll do part 2. Hey, notice that's the same little palindrome at the end. It's almost the same, isn't it? It just starts on your re, right? Awesome. I got even better news. Part 1's about to come back. Just the same as the beginning. Tie. Palindrome. And then we have the ending. I blanked there for a second because it's so simple. So the ending. Right? It's kind of like part 2, only we have a little more action. Palindrome. But we don't come back. We do neighbor tone land. See how that works? Do the ending again. Neighbor tone land. One more time, ending. Okay, any parts you want to see again, just rewind the video. I'm going to put the whole A section together. You ready? Part 1 with the long tie. Ready? And palindrome. Part 2. Same palindrome. Back to part 1, tie. Ending. Repeat. Part 2. Back to part 1. Ending. Yeah, that's the whole A section. Okay, so now just like we did last month with the slip jig soggies, anytime you have a long note, which there are a lot of, you can decorate it using your left-hand ornament arsenal that we've been building over our time together on Tune of the Month, however long you've been hanging out with me. So I can use rolls, I can use hammer-ons, I can make my own little melodic neighbor tones. All of that works. If any of those sound weird or like you've never heard, you have no idea what I'm talking about, just check out past Tune of the Month. We've talked about it all. But now let's play 2 more A sections, a little bit slowly, but start decorating those long notes. Our decorations may not match. That's okay. We're different people. All right? But if you like my particular decorations, you can always just listen and steal what I do. I'm flattered. 2 A's. Ready? And... I even started to change around the order of notes and some of those little moving groups. That's okay. I'm the owner of the tune, right? I'm the composer. I authorize you. Go in and keep the overall shape, but switch some little groups around. That's what the pentatonic scale wants to do, right? Okay, so any more of that A section that you want to do, you can rewind and do it over and over. Let's go on to the B section. Here it comes. 3, 4. And part 1. Part 2. Back to part 1. Ending. Yeah, it's so simple, isn't it? This tune is all about simplicity and little rhythmic things. Do you hear that little hemiola in part 1? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and land. Right? Do that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and land. That's how the rhythm comes out. That's all of part 1. Do it one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and land. Here comes part 2. 2 pickups. Yeah. Skip. Down the scale land. Yeah, do that part 2 one more time. Yeah. And then we have 2 pickups to get back to part 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and land. The ending's almost identical to part 2. The only thing that's different is we rest on the D rather than continuing up the D major arpeggio for the pickups. Do you hear that? I'll do the ending one more time. Land. And instead of the part 2. Feel the difference? It's much easier when the tune is this simple to play it through the whole thing, even if you have to kind of remember parts, than it is to break it down. Because if you break it down, you're like, Mari, this tune doesn't even have any notes in it. What is wrong with you? So I can admit it. I know how simple it is. That's part of what I was after, and I think it's part of the beauty of it. So here, let's put the whole B section together so it makes more sense. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Part 2. Back to part 1. Ending. Part 1 again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and land. To decorate in this B section, to keep it really simple, I like to use a lot of hammer-ons, and then I'm using kind of a string crossing grace note, a chordal grace note. And sometimes I don't get all those strings, just the 2, right? So an octave D. Now this is a G chord, right? Or simpler, right? So D, G chord. Do it again. D chord and G chord. And that's really all the decoration I personally use in the B section. If you hear other places to put things in, by all means do it. I love it when people play around with my tunes. I'm honored. All right, so that's the whole tune. You can play it 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 A's, 2 B's, and it will be beautiful. It's kind of a slower jig, so you can actually rewind all the way back to the beginning of the video and play with me the first time through. I bet you could do that tempo already. And you can leave it just like that. However, if you want the extra special, like sparkly stuff, that's in the bridge, where suddenly the simple tune starts to be much richer and moves through a lot more harmonies. All right, so this bridge does not behave like a regular old fiddle tune. It does not have part one, part two, part one ending. It sequences, it continues to develop the whole time. So we're going to do it in little 2-bar chunks. All right, I'll play the whole thing first so you can get a feel for how it's moving. 3, 4. Still going. You wait forever here. And a little trail off and wait forever before you start back to the A section. All right, cool. So that's the whole thing. You can hear, it feels like, oh my gosh, it's still going. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. And I think that's what I was after. I honestly, I caught this tune more than I wrote it. So I can't take credit for that, but that is what it does. Okay, so it starts with a little sequence. Okay, so that feels like a long chunk, but it's actually not too bad to do together, because the first part is a sequence where we take the same group and repeat it starting on one note and then play it again starting on the next note of the scale. So the first sequence starts on the first finger with a little rhythm, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. And then same thing on the second finger. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so do that first little sequence. Now, I could keep going the same way, but that would be boring. So I'm going to, for my G group, I'm going to play a hemiola G major arpeggio. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's it. Go from the bottom of the sequence, first finger group, second finger group, third finger hemiola, and then the open string is just an A major arpeggio with a little turn on D. So do you feel this is a scale? That's part of what makes it feel like it's building. E, F sharp, G, A, and that's the first chunk, first rising sequence. Let's do it again. Ready? And E group, F sharp, if you need that a couple more times, just rewind the video. So we could land there, but we don't. It goes on. A gigantic hemiola. Ooh, man, I love that sound. So where we think we would land on the D, we're gonna keep going. You see, I do that little neighbor tone, B minor scale, and F sharp minor. See, I'm getting those minor chords. It gets a little nostalgic, a little wistful for a second. Let's do the minor part of the sequence, neighbor tone, B minor, F sharp minor. And then here's the big guy, the big hemiola. So that's 2 arpeggios smashed on the top of each other. That's a D major arpeggio with my odd number team, my first and third fingers only. And then I'm going to turn it sad and do F sharp minor again, evens team. See how I do that? Do the big hemiola arpeggios, D major first, F sharp minor. Go do it again. Good. So now if we put the big together with the minor part and then the big hemiola, this is the second chunk. F sharp minor, mi viola. Pretty good. Let's do it again. The minor chunk. Mi viola. All right. So if you want that chunk again, just go ahead and rewind it. So we've done rising sequence and then the minors. Let's put that much together, shall we? Rising sequence and the minors. Ready? And E, F sharp, G, A, minors, Mi viola. Not bad. Do it again. Ready? Start with the rising sequence, starting on E, E group. F sharp, G, A, minors, Mi viola. Very good. And we got 2 more chunks. We would think this is where a fiddle tune would normally repeat itself and the bridge of Sun's Up keeps going. Here I go. It's a little like the first rising sequence, isn't it? Only it's not a sequence anymore. It's actually the same thing happens twice, right? That's a G major arpeggio. And then F sharp minor. Do it again. G major, F sharp minor, up the scale, land. So it repeats itself twice. It's almost like it's trying to figure out where it's going. It's done the big rising sequence and minor says, now it's like, I don't know, man. Where am I supposed to go? A little lost and searching. I'm way over analyzing this. Here we go. G, and this is the third group, the repetition. F sharp minor, G major, F sharp minor, up the scale. Okay, do it one more time, the searching group. Yes, and now we've just landed here on the last group, and this is the one that finds its way all the top and then floats down like a feather. That's the way up. Neighbor tone up the scale, neighbor tone up the scale. Nice and patterned, isn't it? Do that part again, neighbor tone up the scale. Do it one more time. This is the arrival. And when you get here, wait forever. This is a fermata and a little trail up. That's like the feather drifting down or the little pixie dust, right? And that sound is, it's kind of a 9 chord, right? But how you play it in your hand is open string 2, 1, open 2, 1. It's totally parallel. All right, so let's do the arrival, building up to the top and then float down. Ready? Starts on your D, neighbor tone. Neighbor tone up the scale, neighbor tone up the scale, land, wait, breathe. And then you wait forever here. 3, 4, back to the A section. You feel that? Let's do it one more time, the arrival. Ready? Neighbor tone up the scale, neighbor tone up the scale, land, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. And that's your moment to really like make your most beautiful sound drift away and breathe. And then go back to the A section. All right, so that's the whole bridge. And when you think about the function of each section, what the harmony is trying to imply that it's doing, it's a little easier to keep track of. There's the rising sequence, the little minors, the searching repetition, I don't know where I'm going, the arrival, and float down. Should we put all that together? Let's try it. Rising sequence. Ready? And F sharp, G, A, minors, big tremolo, searching group. Repeat it. Up the scale, arrival. Build it to the top. 2, 3. I played my own drift down wrong. Hopefully you played it right. That's the whole bridge. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Rising sequence. 3, 4. Minors. Big tremolo. Searching. Getting ready to arrive. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, back to the A section. Etc., etc., and then you would finish the tune like the normal jig that it sometimes is. All right, folks, that's the whole tune. I hope you like it. If you do like it, please play it. Share it with your friends. I would love to have it spread around and have that beautiful moment to breathe, particularly this time of year when we all need it and enjoy it so much. If you'd like to see sheet music for this and any future tunes of the month, make sure, as always, that you're subscribed to my newsletter. Go to my website, www.mariblack.com, and hit subscribe to newsletter, because every month I'll email out a hello that includes lots of cool things that I'm doing musically, but also the sheet music for the current tune of the month, a special gift that I like to give to those of you who stay in touch regularly, because I love staying in touch with you regularly. So I hope you love the tune. I will see you back here next month, which will also be next year, 2021, coming right up. Have a good one, you guys. See you soon.